Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Yes, it's so good to be here once again. If you can hear me, I want you to please type I can hear you in the comment section. If you can hear me, please type I can hear you in the comment section. I am so excited to be here once again with you all. And it's a beautiful day in Atlanta. I'm broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia. It's a beautiful day, sunny, but not too warm, but it's sunny. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, so if you can hear me, please type I can hear you in the comment section. Yes. All right. I see people joining from YouTube, the Facebook group, and the Facebook page. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome. Thank you. Let's wait for just 1 or 2 more minutes for more people to join the call. So if you can hear me, type I can hear you in the comment section. I just want to be sure that we're not just speaking to ourselves. Okay, Emily. Emily, thank you for confirming that you can hear me. How are you today, Emily? Yes, yes, yes. Let's wait for some other persons to join us. Let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. While we're waiting, please remember to like and share this broadcast because there's somebody out there who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Morale Booster with Dr. John Ughulu. The Morale Booster is a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. So if you can hear me, please type I can hear you. I just want to be sure we're not talking to ourselves. And before I introduce our guest for today, I want you to please remember to like and share the broadcast. Like and share. I know if you're watching this from the group, the Morale Booster group, the share button would not be available to you, but you will find the invite button. So all you should do is invite all your contacts, invite your friends and family so that they can also hear from our guests, so they can also benefit from what we're presenting today. All right. Invite everybody on your contact, like and share. So thank you very much. Now, without wasting much of your time, I have a guest today all the way from the Scandinavia. His name is Mr. Emmanuel Ehiosun. He's a Nigerian born. He's 42 years old and currently lives in Sweden, which is the Scandinavia region of Europe. He is an author, businessman, and father. His motivation revolves around humanity and a sense of humor in creating an awakening to the African community and race to foster unity and change amongst the Black race. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want you all to join me as I bring to the stage this great man, this great author, Mr. Emmanuel Ehiosun. So, Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining me on the program. You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. And for those of you who do not know, this man and I attended high school together. We were high school mates, so it's we've come a long way. We've come a long, long way. And he's doing so well now. He wrote a great book, and I have a copy of that book here. It's a wonderful book, but we're going to talk about the book because right now we want to focus more on people who have published books out there because we realize that they have a lot that we can learn from. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight into the reason why we're here. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you once again for joining me on the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. My pleasure.
My pleasure, my brother. And some days ago was your birthday, right? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, my people, those of you watching, please let's wish him a belated happy birthday. So, I wish you a belated happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, all right. So now tell us about your book. I have gone through the book. Just tell us a little about the book.
Yes.
What's the book all about? So our
Yeah.
readers can know.
First of all, the title of the book, "Where is the Home of the Black Man," um, was inspired um, um, to me, as you know, as I evolve. When I look at uh, my life from when I was in Africa and migrating from Africa to the Western world, um, and thus far the experiences that I've had throughout my stay in the Western world,
Yeah.
and a couple of my experiences in Africa as well. So when I put these two experiences together, it gave birth to the title. It gave birth to the book. Where is the home of the black man?
Right.
And of course, it's more about Africa and the black race, evolving from historical events and looking, into the 21st century black folks. So I wrote the book based on where we are evolving from. We all have a history where we're coming from,
Yes.
and thus far where we are today in the 21st century. If we want to relate to where we are a few years ago or many years ago and where we are now, is there anything we can, contrast and say, this is how far we've been, this is how far we've gone, this is what we've done, and I think that's one of the things the book is talking about.
Right. So basically, you are creating an awareness. Yes,
Exactly,
you're trying to create that awakening.
exactly.
Yes, because I read the book. It's a very interesting book, and you did a very wonderful job
Thank
writing
you.
this book. So thank you so much. And now that takes me to the next question. Is this your first book?
Yes, this is actually my first book.
Oh, okay. That's
My
great.
Yes,
That's
There's another one coming. I'll be publishing it next year, so
okay.
it's almost done. So that would be the second one, but this is my first book.
Okay, great, great, great.
Yes, yes.
All right. So how long did it take you to write this book?
It took me about a year to work on the book. I had to, do some research about Africa, and I have to do, look at. First of all, it was the title, that I was struggling with. What should I, call this book?
Yes, yes.
I was just looking out for something that really suits what the content of the book is all about. And soon as I got that, and I will come to that later.
Okay.
Soon as I got that, I was able to know exactly where and how to align what book it's going to be all about. So it took me about a year to do the research, and it's also part of my experiences. So my experience and the research, present day research on 21st century and how we are evolving. So yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. That's great. I love that. Now, you and I belong to the same alma mater, alumni, the secondary school alumni. And
Yes.
what efforts have you made to like push this book to them? Because I see so many people having things or thoughts or ideas that this book would really help. When we're communicating in the group, I see so many people having different opinions. Have you made any efforts to really, you know, make them go get this book in Nigeria?
Um, yes. In the beginning, when I published the book, I did quite a lot of promotion and adverts, and a couple of my friends have got the books. Actually, a couple of our mates, schoolmates, have got the book.
Okay.
And yeah, so I've been actually answering some questions, and people, meeting me privately and talking to me about it. And some people actually have a vision that, you know is in line with what this book is talking about. So they've come to meet me to ask me a few questions, and we've actually brainstormed and, talked about it, and they've gone back to implement some of these things, and it's actually making an impact.
Right.
So that gives me a sense of joy that I've been able to bring something to reality from the abstract, which people can tap into and use it as a tool to foster whatever vision they have.
Right, right. That's great. That's a nice one. Thank you so much for doing that. Because the truth is that sometimes when we travel out of the country, we tend to forget about too many things that are going on in the country. But for you to have taken that extra step to produce a book as good as this for your people back home, for our people back home, that makes you a great person. Book writing, everyone has a book inside of them. A book is one of the greatest legacy you can leave in this world, right? You agree with me on
Yes,
that, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, great. So, how did you celebrate when you finished your book? Well, how did you celebrate your win?
Oh my goodness. It was a very fulfilling moment, I must say, because I didn't stop thinking until I finished this book.
Right, I can
You know,
imagine.
I had to. It was every step all the way. I was just being inspired from one chapter to the other. It was, as a matter of fact, I started the celebration in the process, you
Right,
know, because every time I was laying my hands on this book, writing it, I was just seeing a lot of things unfolding. And when I finally finished the book and it came out exactly the way I had seen it in the abstract, everything you bring to reality, you must have seen it already, you know,
exactly.
with
Yes,
with the other eyes.
yes.
So I was so amazed when, the book finally came out and I was, you know, like, really, you can actually call something from the abstract into reality, because the person who designed my book cover, a shout out to her, Adiola Disu, she's an awesome woman. She actually did a great job, because when I was writing this book, I started to think alongside with the book cover. I
Yes,
said the book cover has to, make a lot of sense with the
right,
content.
right.
And I just described it and I spoke to her. I told her this is exactly what I wanted, and she brought it out exactly the way it should be. So all of these were just moments, awesome moments for me, where I was just, like, I was baffled, like, man, I was able to bring this to life. So the celebration, it continues. But I was so happy that I was able to complete the book, and it actually made a lot of impact. When I did the publicity, I was getting a lot of feedback. So that was consoling. That was satisfactory for me. And I want to thank everyone who appreciated the work.
That's awesome. I love that. That's a great way. When a lot of people want to write books, but sometimes they find it difficult to even create the time to write even a chapter. Now, creating the time is one. Having a writer's block is another one. You might say, okay, I want to write, but you might not even know what to write at some point. Did you
Yeah.
experience all that? Did you experience that
Well,
writer's block? And
yes, yes. I had to. There were many times I ran away from this project. Um,
I can imagine.
Yes, because if I want to calculate how long it took me to actually write the book, I will have to go back to when I started having it in my mind to do it,
Yeah.
and from the time I took the decision is where I just, told you. It took about a year for me to take the decision and then finally start doing the work. But prior to that time, I was struggling a lot, because I was like, who will read my book? I mean, like, where do I even begin from and all of that? But I started to go through a process in my life, privately, which motivated me to, what, I have to get this book out, because there's something that I've experienced thus far these years, and I would like to share it to the world. And also with what I'm observing amongst the Black community, amongst us as Black folks. So it was bothering me a lot. And I decided that no, I'm going to write this book. So I had to tell myself, um, it can happen, and
Yes.
and there it is.
Yes. Yes.
There
Yes.
it
That's
is.
great. That's great. I love that. I love
Yes.
that spirit. Where can people find your book to
Um, you can get it on Amazon.com.
Okay.
You type the title, "Where is the home of the black man?" and it pops up.
Okay.
You can get it on iUniverse. Is I and universe is one word, iUniverse.com.
Okay. I
And
uni-
then for iUniverse.com. And for those who are based in Africa, they can go to Okada Books, okadabooks.com to purchase it from there.
Okay, let me see. Let me drop the link for my viewers. For those of you who are listening via podcast, you can purchase the book on Amazon. The title of the book is Where is the Home of the Black Man?
Yes.
Where is the home of the black man? So you can purchase this from Amazon. He said it's also on iUniverse. For those of you who are watching via YouTube and in Facebook, you can see the book. It says, Where is the Home of the Black Man? You can search Amazon using his name, Emmanuel Ehiosun. Emmanuel is the first name, and the last name is spelled Ehiosun. For those of you who are listening via podcast, Emmanuel Ehiosun, Ehiosun. Go to Amazon right now. It's available for you. It's a good book. I want you to please purchase a copy for yourself, purchase a copy for your friends. Let's educate ourselves. All right? Because this book would enlighten you. This book will tell you so many things that you currently do not know about. For those of you who don't like to read, do you have the audio version yet?
No, I don't have the audio version yet.
Okay, no
Yes.
problem at all.
Yes.
All right, but I hope you're working on getting that.
Yes, it's in process right now.
All right, that's great. That's great.
Yes.
Now let's just talk generally. Generally. Now, how did you cope during this pandemic? During the early phase of the pandemic, how did you cope?
During the early phase of the pandemic, you see, it's interesting how you can be very multitasked at one point, and all of a sudden you are shoved off your normal routines and
Yeah,
activities and stuff like that.
yeah,
But what helped me actually is that I'm someone who is actually a multitask person. I can do a lot of things, you know at a time, and I just keep, once anything comes up in my mind, I just want to bring it to reality. So
right.
I'm always busy creating something, doing something. So when the pandemic came, it was a moment for me to actually take time out to focus on those things that I really, that I've been doing that I never had time to really finish. So during the pandemic, I was able to finish a lot of things that was, hanging there without me paying attention to it. And it also helped me because a lot of things that I've been creating prior to the pandemic was now becoming fruitful and beneficial to me.
Yeah,
So I didn't have the stress of um going out, with money and all of that. And so I had the time to take a break and really look at some important things that really matter about life, because sometimes you can get caught with so many activities, and just all the good things that you want to do, you don't have the time to do it. So
yeah,
yeah,
yes,
so this time actually helped me, so I was able to cope because I already had something that I was doing prior to that time.
yeah.
And when this happened, it gave me an ample time to finish most of the things.
Well, that's the spirit. I always tell people that when there is a challenge, what you think about it is how you would be able to maneuver. And you just proved that to me. Albert Einstein said, in the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity. You saw an opportunity. You
Yes.
saw an opportunity to focus more on things that you had pending prior to the pandemic. And
Yes.
that's the same thing I did, right? But there's so
Yeah.
many people out there till date who still use this pandemic as an opportunity for them to just be lazy. And I keep encouraging people, this is the time for you to learn a new skill. Even if
Yes.
you feel you don't know what you need to do at this point, this is a time for you to learn a new skill. What do you think about that?
Yes. Actually, um, what I keep saying is, um, there's knowledge today everywhere because of technology. There's hardly anything you really want to look for or find information about, that you can go to YouTube, for instance, to
Right.
you know to learn it or to find out what the process is, in getting what you want.
Yes.
So it's just that there has to be some kind of stirring up inside of you, a willing heart to really do something before you can actually start to make an attempt. Otherwise, it's almost impossible for something to just happen. You must be able to do something about it. And today's world is actually helping a lot because technology, makes it
Yes.
easy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I agree with you completely on that. Now, we know things are not easy in Nigeria, right? Things are
Yes.
not easy. People are going through a lot. The level of depression has increased. In fact, Nigerians have always been depressed.
Hmm.
It's just that they've not been diagnosed by by doctor or by
Terrible.
doctors. So with the level of depression, anxiety, and hunger in Nigeria today, what's your advice to that young man or young woman who thinks life is over for him or her?
My advice to young people or any youth in Nigeria today is, um, every situation is not always the same, and there's always going to be a time when something will change. And I'm one person who believes in change. I
Yes.
don't believe that there's anything that is impossible. There's always a way out to something. Like we just earlier on we're talking about, um, uh, pre-pandemic, and what was happening and all of that. We can just say now the pandemic situation could be a pandemic situation in Nigeria with the political atmosphere, with everything that's going on. All of that is considered as pandemic. Now, if you were not doing something before all of this, you have the opportunity now to find something to do. I know the situation is all messed up, but there's always something that you can do. There's always something that you can create. And when people are talking negatively, I think you should change your mind and think positively, because that's the only way you can encourage yourself to do the impossible. When everyone is moving to one direction and you just tell yourself, no matter how hard it is, I will make it, and I will do it. You will make it. It's just, it starts with you thinking positively, the mindset, the mentality. You see, all of these things is what I was, I'm thinking with the book. The mentality we carry is a mentality that is more or less influential. It's more or less infectious. That's the word. Very infectious mentality we have in Africa, because once one person believes in something and the person makes it alarming, everybody just takes it and run with it.
Right.
People don't really, take their time to do their own research to see if what this person is saying is from his own experience, and this is how it turned out to be. But you are not experiencing it, but you only learn from people's experience, but that's not your portion. So you don't have to take something or an ideology from someone or from a particular area or place and run with it.
Right.
You are meant to change the ideology of a place, and every individual must have a principal ideology in them, which helps them to actually, which motivates them to do something with their life. If you don't have an ideology, your own self ideology and principle, there's hardly a thing you can do. You will just only listen to people and just go by what people say. And before you know it, the time is running, and you wake up one day and find out that, whoa, all the opportunities are gone, because there's opportunity. You see opportunities every day.
That's true.
For
I
those of,
completely
for
agree.
those of us who traveled, who are in the Western world, we when we come home, we see a lot of things, and we're like, wow, I can do this, I can do
Yeah.
that, I can do it. Why? Because we're in a place where it's more exposed and it's more organized. But Africa today is exposed. I must tell you,
Yes.
if anyone says Africa is not exposed, that's a lie. Because with technology today, Africa is part of a community of people that are exposed.
Oh
But
yeah.
what is happening to Africa is the mentality,
The mindset.
the mindset,
The mindset is flawed.
the mindset.
Yeah, that's why you see I always post motivational quotes. And I know, I still post it into our school group, but I
Yeah,
still get a lot of people who reach out and say these things don't work in Nigeria. These things only work in the Western world. So it still makes me laugh because everything starts from the mind.
yes,
When the mindset is wrong, flawed, then every other thing is flawed. That's why Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. It's a matter of choice. What do you think about
exactly.
that?
Exactly. That's true. Whatever you give, whatever comes out of you is something that has already taken place pre. It's a
Yes,
pre-rehearsal. It's a dress rehearsal for whatever you're going to become. So what you see in your life is something that you can actually control. And how you begin to take control of that thing is, just make up your mind and decide. You take a decision. It starts by taking a decision, and then you start to change the mentality by thinking positively, because positive thinking give birth to a very, very clean mentality. And
right.
when you have that mentality in you, you'll be able to do just about anything your heart desires.
True, true, true. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Now, for those people who are listening or watching us from Nigeria, I want you to understand that things might be challenging right now, but there's so many opportunities around that not until you develop yourself, not until you you start having a positive mindset, you will not see those opportunities.
No.
I can bet you there are still so many people who would like to go into the catering business, who would like to own restaurants, and who would like to go into so many other things, but they still feel that without having bulk of the money to start the business, bulk of the
Mm,
money to rent a store, bulk of the money to buy equipment, that they cannot start. They feel if they don't have that money, they cannot start. But meanwhile, they eat food every day and they still have some left over at home.
mm,
They have
mm.
some food stuff, some
Yeah.
food items in their pantries, in their stores that they can start cooking with and
Yes.
selling from their homes,
Yes.
creating that awareness,
Yes.
recognition, raising money from that before even thinking of renting a store. Some
Yes.
people are so good at baking that they can
Well,
even start with what they have in their houses.
yes, yes. As a matter of fact, I think that the spirit of collaboration is something that is great, because you can never get it all by yourself. You
Yes.
know, I needed you to open or to have the morale booster for me to be here today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if you didn't have a show like this, I wouldn't be here today.
True.
So, and if I didn't write a book, nothing would motivate you to host me on this show. So there's always something that links to something that you're
Something.
not seeing. You're not seeing it yet.
Yes.
And I think that the spirit of collaboration is something that is also lacking in Africa, in our continent, because take for instance, you have the idea, but you don't have the capital.
Right.
Another person has the capital, but
Yeah.
has no idea. And then the third party, the third person knows how to put it to work.
Yes.
Now, how do you link with all of these people to make something out? Because when you have this thing of, I just want to do it by myself, I want to be alone, I want to be you want to be everything. You can't be everything. You
Not
need
possible.
people. Yes, you need a collective. It's a collective thing. You have the capital, you have the idea, you know how to make it work.
True.
So this is how it works. This is how everything basically works in life. So I think by when we start to change our mentality to understand that the spirit of collaboration, the spirit of unity, positiveness, in the whole chaotic situation in Africa, I think that we can change the continent. We can change a lot of things.
True, 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 true. Thank you so much for these beautiful gems that you just dropped. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, go grab a copy of this book. I just put the link um, in the comment section for you all. It's titled, Where is the Home of the Black Man? If you're listening to that podcast, Where is the Home of the Black Man? You can search using his name, Emmanuel Ehiosun. The last name is spelled Ehiosun. And I want you all to please look him up on Facebook. Follow him. Add him as a friend on Facebook. Follow him on Instagram. I noticed you are not too active on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, you're more a Facebook person. Right, right. Okay, so please follow him. He's a friend of mine. We've known ourselves from childhood. He's a great man. And yes, he can guide you. He can show you, talk to you about strategies on how to develop a positive mindset, because your mindset is everything. Mindset is what determines if you would succeed. Your mindset is what determines if you would fail, because everything starts from there.
Yes.
No matter what challenges you're going through, have it at the back of your mind that it's a phase in life. Heraclitus said the only constant in life is change. And I want to reassure those of you who are still listening that for as long as the clock ticks, no condition will remain permanent.
No.
No condition will remain permanent. Get rid of that mindset, that poverty mentality, because when you have that poverty mentality, it it will take it will take a lot for you to get rid of it, because it it sticks when it gets into the subconscious mind, and everything around you will just attract that same energy, poverty. So change your mentality. Am I correct, Emmanuel?
Yes, yes, that's true. Though we might be having differences because of the cultural and traditional and all the cultural differences in Africa with all of that. But I think that gradually everyone is beginning to understand now that a lot of things Africa is going through is in line with mentality. It's just a mentality problem with a subconsciousness of who we are and all of that, because
Right.
of the displacement and a lot of things that have happened from historical events. Like you rightly know, you and I are different, or rather not different, but the way we think is different from people who have never left the continent of
Yes.
Africa.
Yes.
So that's one group of African people, yeah, that the ones that have been there, and we who have been there, and then we've migrated here, and then you also have the group of African people that never known Africa before. They've never been there before. So
True.
there's a lot of things going on in the minds of the black man, so to say. But
Generally. Yes.
yeah, generally, but positive thinking. So let's just look at human. What is a human being supposed to look like in terms of the human perspective? And let's put aside all of these other things that seems to be in the way, so we can move forward in Africa.
True. 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 Thank you so much, my
Thank
good
you.
friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Follow him on Facebook, follow him on
Thank you.
Instagram. And I hope when next I invite you to come on my show, you will come.
Yes, definitely. It's my pleasure.
All
My
right.
pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. Thank you
Not,
once more.
not, not a problem at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to drop my last advice for anyone who's listening to this program. I want you to understand that you were created on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose. Life will definitely, certainly hit you with challenges. It is those challenges that will typically ignite the creativity inside of you.
Hmm.
Yes. when God created man, he did not give man a computer. He did not give man a house. He did not give man a table. Neither did he give man cars or phones. It was situations that ignited the creativity in man to understand that he can make a bed out of a tree. It was a situation that triggered that creativity in man to understand that he can get leather off the skin of an animal. So you too have that blood inside of you. That's the same blood flowing inside everybody. We are stronger than we think we are. You who's listening to me right now, you are stronger than you think you are. The challenges you are going through right now is just for you to search your soul deeply and figure out that opportunity, because every situation, every bad situation comes with opportunities. It just requires you to look deeper and look for ways to solve the problem. Problem solvers will never go hungry. So you should learn to be a problem solver. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Thank you for listening. Please remember, like and share this broadcast. Remember to follow my friend on Facebook or Instagram. Connect with him. The internet has made it easy for everybody to connect with each other. It's now a global village. So you don't have an excuse. Connect with him. Buy his book. Read the book. Read the book. So thank you, everybody, and have a great weekend. Mr. Emmanuel, don't hang up. Just wait for me, please, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.